Welcome back to the Worst Take YouTube channel. This is my first long form video I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a couple of videos that I have saved on Twitter, and we're just going to speak about them, maybe, ramble on a little bit. If you're here from TikTok, you understand what I do. I just, express my opinion. Usually I'm pretty on target. I try to keep my bias out of it. Sometimes the bias seeps in. It is what it is. We got a couple videos lined up, so let's start with this first one here. I think this is Browns Radio 92.3 Cleveland, and I think it's Mary Kay Abbott speaking about the current quarterback situation over there. Let's see.
To add a quarterback through that method, through the Browns will be to add a quarterback through that method, through the draft this offseason.
Well, I think they will look at them all very closely, and they will continue to do their diligence.
That
but
makes
I
sense.
think that if they draft a quarterback this year, it will be more of a developmental guy and not somebody that is designed to come in here and
I want to say the tune has changed. The tune has changed. Let's go.
take the place of Shedeur Sanders. I think they're really excited about Shedeur. They've told us that they're excited about Shedeur. So I just don't think that the priority right now is for them to go find someone who will overtake him this camp.
All right, so that's Mary Kay Abbott. She is probably the #1 reporter for the Cleveland Browns. Typically, she is the reporter that a lot of inside the building news gets out to, right? And she and like Tony Grossi typically are the two that do it. And she's speaking about Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns situation as far as quarterback goes, right? And I myself knew once the season was over and Kevin Stefanski was fired that whatever head coach they have in Cleveland was there for Shedeur Sanders, right? Because all in all, Andrew Berry likes Shedeur. That was very apparent, right? There were many instances in which Andrew Berry appeared to be probably the only guy in the building that actually liked the kid, right? I'm sorry, as far as like admin goes, and maybe the owner too, but the owner has to remain like bipartisan, right? Or partisan, bipartisan. I don't know. Andrew Berry, the preseason game. I'm sorry, it's a forgettable game, but the preseason game against the Carolina Panthers, Andrew Berry was on the sideline, right? And what did the cameras catch him saying? He said, "Man, I just gotta tell you, I'm proud of you. This, that, and the third. I really." That was the first instance I said, "Okay, there's something there between these guys here, right there, between these two." And it's not to say Kevin wasn't a supporter of Shedeur, right? Because we later found out Kevin did work one-on-one with them, and this is backed by other Browns players. But we saw a attachment that was missing from people in the building. Like what you see from when you draft a quarterback, what you want to see from the organization, you want to see them just like put their arms around him, right? And Andrew Berry is the only one that appeared to put his arms around him. Another instance, I think it was it the Tennessee game? It was the Tennessee game, I think, or the Raiders game. I forget which one. It might have been the Raiders game because they won, or the Tennessee game because that was his best game. Andrew Berry's in the locker room. When they walk in, it's a dap, hug, bang. It's like, oh, okay. Andrew Berry wanted this guy. Kevin Stefanski wanted Dylan Gabriel. That makes sense now. Now we see why Andrew Berry forces out Kenny Pickett, trades him to the Raiders. He forces out Joe Flacco, trades him to Cincinnati. And then we said, all right, well, let's see if Dylan can do it. Dylan went out there. I'm not saying Dylan played bad, but he didn't play amazing, right? He didn't like change the feel of the offense. And then Shedeur comes in. If hate how much you want, look, I have this saying that I am not that much of a hater where I can't sit there and say if somebody did good or didn't. The offense looked different. It felt different. It was bigger plays, more plays down the field, etc. There is no way we can sit here and say that Shedeur Sanders didn't make that team better. And now we get to this offseason. Kevin Stefanski gets fired. We knew that was coming. And every single week it's been, should the Cleveland Browns get Malik Willis? Should the Cleveland Browns get Mac Jones? Should the Cleveland Browns go get Ty Simpson? Should they go get this? Go get that? Go get this? Go get that? And I've been saying from the beginning, the way they operated in the coaching hires tells me that. Actually, let me backtrack for a second. It came out during the coaching hire that there was a list of questions, like open-ended questions or multiple choice questions, whatever. Them asking the candidates, how would you develop Shedeur Sanders? So to me, it's unfathomable to me that the Cleveland Browns media is sitting there saying, maybe we should go get Ty Simpson or Trinidad Chambliss, this person. Andrew Berry, who has been heading the coach hire, he's already saying, I want a coach that wants to develop this QB that we have that fell to us in the 5th round. A first-round talent that fell to us in the 5th round. How can you develop him? Got Todd Monken. What is the first video that they drop when Todd Monken gets hired? Because, they want to see the coach go to the arena or the head office and etc. Who's the first player he sees? Shedeur Sanders. You think Browns media is going to sit there and put the quarterback that's not going to play in a video with the coach that's going to coach him? One thing we have seen, though, is Todd Monken. He's really seems to embrace Shedeur, and I truly love that. Now, I will say this, though. This season is his prove-it season to be an NFL quarterback, at least for the Cleveland Browns. That's a very weird thing to say because it's the Cleveland Browns. But he needs to go out there and produce. To me, it appears the way that the moves that they're making, the restructuring they're doing, it appears to me that they're trying to make a big free agency splash. They want to go get a receiver in the draft and an O-lineman in the draft. They're not getting rid of Miles. Let's throw that out the window. They got Jalen Carter they can go get. It seems like he could possibly be on the move. You can get a D tackle. Now your defense is even better. But then again, that would require a current first-round pick. Probably not going to happen. Well, no, they have 2, right? So if they give up 1 at the first and they get Jalen Carter, that's not bad. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this Cleveland Browns season. I'm not a Cleveland Browns fan. I'm just a Shedeur supporter, and I just want to see him succeed. Let's see what else we got.
He endured all year, and him.
This is Quinshawn Junkins talking about Shedeur.
To see that Shedeur made the Pro Bowl for you.
That was good, bro. I was happy for him, bro. To see what he endured all year and him to make it through that. The ups and downs and see him be rewarded with that. I'm happy for him, bro. So
Quinshawn Junkins also probably could have won offensive rookie of the year if he just didn't get hurt. He had a very good year. I think he was the lead for offensive rookie of the year, but then the offense just basically became stagnant. He couldn't run the ball.
That's good for him.
Yeah, nah.
All right. Nobody's coming out and saying it, but I think there is some smoke where there's fire. There's smoke where there's fire, right? Players around the league, multiple players, different teams, they all said, yeah, it's kind of crazy what we just saw this last offseason to this year. You can sit there and say what you want. There was just an unfair treatment to the kid. Let's see what the kid.
The best receiver in the draft.
Let's see.
I see the best receiver in the draft. To me, that's the top 5 guy. If you're the best receiver in the draft, then you should be one of the top 5 picks. His style of play, man, it is he play at a 4-5. He get deep, and it's a 50-50 ball. You know what I'm saying? He a 50-50 ball catcher, man. He going up top. I don't think it'll hurt him, man. He got great production. You see the tape speak for itself, man. So,
like, what is your football speed? What do you look like out of them breaks? What is your releases like?
You know, I often say, I like the 40's cool, right? You're seeing people run a 4.3, 4.2. I say all the time, there's straight line track speed and then there's football speed. So like you can tell somebody's knowledge of football if they really value the 40. Right? Yeah, like you can run a 4.2, but you can't get in and out of your breaks. That's what he's saying. He's saying, he looks like he runs a 4.5, but what he is a 50-50 ball receiver. I'm gonna go get the football. I can get in. Look, I can cut. I can maneuver. I can do that.
Can you catch? Like Lieb said, 50-50 balls. Are you going up and competing and getting those? What are you doing versus other top competition? I remember I was at the combine and I didn't test great. Some people just don't test well. He's one of them guys.
Listen, Carnell Tate. I can say this, right? Carnell Tate, I would select him. He's probably my top receiver in the draft, right? Because this is what Carnell Tate was faced with. Carnell Tate's on Ohio State. Ohio State has Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith is probably the number 1 pick next year, depending on, who's picking. But he's the number 1 offensive player off the board outside of a quarterback. So, Carnell Tate goes into this season. I imagine the conversation was, hey, Jeremiah Smith is the number 1. He's gonna garner double teams and bracketed coverages and safety over top, etc. You need to get open. And you know what he did? He got open. He performed, right? That's what I want to see. What do you do with your opportunity, and do you succeed? And he succeeded. He should be I don't want to say honored, but he should be, the word escapes me. He should be given that opportunity of being a top receiver, because there aren't many people who can go in there and be the quote-unquote wide receiver 2 and produce the way he did. Game in and game out, he was a top guy, right? Because he knew over there he's going to be covered, even though Jeremiah Smith still got it off, right? He went out there, won every single route that he could do. He just balled out. He's my wide receiver 1. So we got oh yeah, this is the picture of Todd Monken and Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, this is the picture that people are hating, and this is the gift right here that Shedeur gave him. That's pretty funny. Let's see. Trick Williams. Let's see. Actually,
through 9 games, I will make this statement and I will stand on it. Through 9 games this year, Ty Simpson's tape's better than Fernando Mendoza. Now Mendoza went like this and escalated, and Ty Simpson, for those reasons, kind of just fell off.
So I wasn't rambling. All right, I wasn't rambling. They like Ty Simpson, but I think he's getting the benefit of just like playing at Alabama. Truthfully, I think he is. There is nothing Ty Simpson did this season that was better than Mendoza. I think Mendoza is probably the best QB prospect. Like I said, I rambled about it a couple minutes ago. Ty Simpson, with a Alabama roster, underperformed by miles. And honestly, they've been underperforming ever since Saban left. Jalen Milroe was last year, right? Jalen Milroe, did Saban leave 2 years ago? I think he left Jalen Milroe's first year starting. Last year, that year they underperformed. The next year with the catch from Ryan Williams, that they underperformed. And then this year they underperformed. At no point did Alabama look great. Did they look polished? Did they look physical? And ultimately, that's really what's the issue with Alabama. They lacked physicality, right? And they lacked good quarterback play. They've been lacking it. They've been lacking it since Bryce Young and Tua and Jalen Hurts, Roy McIlroy, etc. Not Roy McIlroy. Is that McIlroy? Am I speaking about the golfer? No, that's Rory. So sorry. Random. But there's nothing in Ty Simpson's game that yells and screams, we need to make sure he's a first round pick. Sorry to say that. And I'm definitely saying that as a Steelers fan because I'm seeing too many mock drafts with him on it. But ultimately, for a first video, I think I like this. I think I'm gonna start doing lives. I think I'm gonna start doing longer form content and just start rambling. I would love this to be a live because then it could just save to be a video. So I may just start doing that. I'm gonna get more concise with my my social media pages so I can, scroll and just talk. But thank you for watching if you have watched, and thank you for subscribing if you have subscribed. Make sure you go look at my TikTok as well. I'll be back next week. Actually, I might try to do this 2 times a week.